Hello everyone, this is Anthony with NewYakAngler.com. I'm here with Ryan from the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife. He's going to kind of give us a rundown with salmon fisheries really heating up right now on some tactics, some places to fish, and some species to really get after this year. So I'm going to let Ryan take it from here and kind of let you know what's going on.
All right, thanks Anthony. Yeah, so my name's Ryan Lothrop. I'm the Puget Sound Salmon Recreational Fishery Manager. I manage the marine waters from CQ all the way to Olympia, Hood Canal up to San Juan's. And so this year we're looking for pretty solid hatchery run of Chinook, as well as a very strong run of coho into Puget Sound, and specifically South Puget Sound. So along with those lines, there's a lot of varieties of methods to go fishing. You can, troll or, drift fish, or you can also fish from shore. But, fishing off kayak, you have a lot of access out there. So, using downriggers, divers, just weights just to get down lead line, that you can get down there and start trolling. As far as, drift fishing, you might be looking at mooching or jigging. And shoreline fishing, you fish with a cut plug herring, or as well as fly fishing, and you can also fly fish off any boat as well. So those are various methods you can use. But how to get in the fish, I'd start off in the top 20-40 feet of water column in the first of gray light, and for every hour you're out there, fish maybe 10 feet deeper. The fish go down deep as it gets brighter in the daytime. And you have to watch the tides, right around the change of tide, right on after the tide's going out or coming in. That's the best time to go fishing. When the water's just running, things are moving too fast, but the change of tide kind of causes bait fish sometimes to kind of get confused and just kind of keys in, salmon to go start feeding. So that's a good time to focus, but every spot fishes differently. So try to keep maybe a log book of what to do and what works, weather conditions, all that. So a lot of factors in how to get in the fish, but the best thing to do is just get out there. Now, so trolling, you can use hoochies, or with behind flashers or without flashers, as well as coho killer spoons and bucktails. And that's a good method to troll, or you can use cut plug herrings even if you're going slow. But so when you're out there drift fishing, you can use cut plug herring and mooch, and just kind of get the bait down to the depth if you have a fish finder, or a known depth that you're trying to fish and reach, and just kind of, a lot of times on the fall as the cut plug herring rotates, that's when you'll get a strike. Mooching, fish kind of will nibble on it, so you kind of have to let the fish take the bait. So that's a way. You can also motor mooch and just troll really slowly with your cut plug herring. And jig fish, just work structure, or if you spot fish on the fish finder, just use a jig right down in front of their face and just let that jig kind of flutter down. Well, that action is what keys in. And even fly fishing, same thing. It's that falling action, or the vertical motion is kind of a key method. So those are some basic ways to kind of focus in on them. But just you got to get out there, fish deeper as the daytime creeps up, as it gets brighter in the day, and then fish around tidal changes, and that's a big thing. And also, use maps, look at the structure. Points are a good spot where bait fish will pull up behind eddies, where the tide changes. Puget Sound is like a slow moving river, and so think of it that way versus a stagnant body water like a lake. So a lot of components out there, but the best thing is get out there, go fishing, and go catch some coho this fall in middle of September, as well as Chinook or anything else that happens to take a bite.
All right, thank you, Ryan, and we'll hit you back with another video later. This is Anthony with NewYakAngler.com. You guys have a good day.